Good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dex, and I welcome you back to the Mango Grow for your daily Bitcoin analysis video. Oh my, Bitcoin hitting our target of $16,000. I talked about it in yesterday's video. I talked about it in the video 2 days ago. People thought I was crazy, but hey, the charts never lie. This is one of the reasons I always trust technical analysis before anything else. We have a lot to follow up on today, but before we get started, I want to say happy Friday. I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you guys had a mango week, a stress-free week. On that note, actually, I do want to touch on something. Everyone's getting a little too anxious. Everyone's getting a little bit too excited. I'm here to say, hey guys, do it the mango way, do it the stress-free way. So in today's video, we will be focusing on that. I'm going to take a step back for all of you. I'm going to focus yet again on the monthly time frame, right? I'm going to show you guys the bigger picture, show you guys the plan that we have been following for the longest time, right? For months now, we've had a plan put in place. We've been following that plan, and that's one of the reasons why everyone, all the mango veterans, are so cool, are so calm, are so collected, and we are just executing on the plan. So before we get started, let's turn on the mango dashboard, the all new gorgeous beautiful UI, beautiful features, everything's beautiful on the mango dashboard now. Also with the updated, upgraded, stronger trend indicator as its backbone. Bitcoin on the daily too now, switching long. Now, some of you may have noticed that this did switch long yesterday, I think right after the 12-hour candle close. In fact, if you were paying attention during Krisha's video, you would have noticed that this did switch long during her video. Now, this is actually a feature that I had disabled, but it somehow managed to get through. I did not want you guys to be trading these signals in the middle of the day. As you guys know, I am a big advocate of waiting for confirmation on the next day, right? But I did speak to some of you guys about this, and you guys prefer it this way, but I want to know what the rest of you think, right? So let me know if you guys would prefer having the earlier signal or the later signal. But this is my opinion, guys. If you guys get a signal during the day, right? So let's say the daily does switch from long to short or short to long during the day, before taking your trade, all right, wait for that confirmation. At the very least, get some confirmation on your other indicators or your other time frames. So for example, in yesterday's video that we were doing with Krisha, we talked about how, hey, the 4-hour time frame, right, on the dashboard did switch long early, switch long in the beginning of the day, in fact, and that gave us that anticipation, or it allowed us to forecast that the daily is likely going to switch long back again as well, instead of going from neutral to short. Why? Because the 4-hour switched long, the 2-day was long, the 4-day was long. It gave us an idea that, hey, the 4-hour not going from neutral to short is a strong indicator that we are not going to be breaking the trend towards the downside. And that's actually one of the arguments one of you guys posed to me when I said that, hey, I'd rather the daily only switch on the actual daily close. And you guys said that, hey, but if we are getting an earlier signal on the 4-hour as well as the 12-hour, then the daily giving us an early signal before the actual close would allow us to take a more confident trade, right? So if you guys did take the trade, I think it switched at around $14,700. That's a good 7% return since then, right? A $1,000 move towards the upside per Bitcoin that you were trading, right? Okay. So right now Bitcoin sitting pretty at around $15,600, Ethereum sitting at 434. Let's go ahead and look at our favorites list. By the way, this is the feature that I forgot to mention to you guys. The favorites now can be filtered very easily too, very snappy, very quick. All you have to do is click on the star icon over here to add or remove a favorite, and then you can filter it by clicking on the star show favorites icon above the table, right? Simple filtering, right? So for example, let's say I wanted to mark Cardano as a favorite. Let's say I want to keep an eye on it. Instead of looking at all the coins, I want to look at Cardano, Ethereum, and Link, and Bitcoin. Of course, you always want to favorite Bitcoin, guys. And let's say I want to keep an eye on that and ignore the rest because I want to keep it mango, keep it stress-free. All I have to do is star those and then click on show favorites, and we can keep a track of these, right? And oh, by the way, it's the same story for the alerts as well. You can filter through which coins you've set alerts for just by clicking on the alert button over here. If you want to go ahead and look at the entire list again, just one click and all your favorites are going to, or rather all your coins are going to show again. So no more loading screen on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. Really got frustrated recently with especially one of them being extremely slow. I'm not going to take names. So for now, we're not interested in Cardano. We're going to go ahead and unfavorite that. Look at our favorites again, and currently these are the coins that I am personally interested in: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Link. All right, so we can see that Link BTC was the one that I was talking about yesterday, guys. We did see that bounce that we had we were looking for somewhere around that zone at the bottom of the channel, but nonetheless still a 20% return since October 27th had you had taken the trade on the daily time frame, right? But I think if you took the trade on a 12-hour time frame, your returns would have been around 15% instead of 19. I prefer the 12-hour time frame on Chainlink. Okay, but we are here to focus on Bitcoin. Let's get on over to the chart. And here we are back on the charts, and specifically the monthly chart on Bitcoin. And why the monthly, guys? Because hey, far too many people are getting either too excited or too anxious, and that usually leads to emotional trades. So what I want us all over here at the Mango community to do is to take a step back and keep an eye on the bigger picture, because that's where all the easier trades have been. That's where you can say, hey, I am buying into a bad area, or hey, I am selling into a bad area, or hey, all I need to do is be patient and then I'll get the easier trade. So what have we been talking about for the past months, right? We've been keeping an eye on some key monthly levels. One of the levels I've been going on over and over was the 10,600 to 10,700 region, right? Right over here, we were like, hey, if Bitcoin closes above that, we are likely going to see a big move. We got the close, got the confirmation, got the retest, closed above. And if you guys do remember, it was based on this close over here, this monthly close of September, that I came up with a thesis that we are likely going to test 13,900-ish by end of year. Now, what do you know? We got it the following month almost immediately, and now we are seeing continuation. So right over here, right? This was our major level, okay, at around 10,650-ish. So after this, considering that we've now confirmed above it, right, we've got the close above it and then got another candle and a retest above it, what's the next level that we can look for after 10,650 has been claimed? Well, it's these guys over here, right? We marked out these candle closes from June 2019. So the next major candle closes that we want to mark out that are in our way as resistance are coming in from 2017 December. So all we have to do is take this horizontal line over here and drag it up over here. And that's coming in at around 13,850-ish. Okay, so what did Bitcoin do? Bitcoin actually led straight into that resistance in the month of October, right? We went and smacked up right against it. But this is the interesting thing. Even though we did not close the monthly above this level, right, leading into November, leading into the elections, look at how the daily reacted. Let's switch now down to the daily. We're going to drill down into the daily after marking out this major monthly level. Remember, guys, this has been a major level, okay? Other than 10,650, those of you who have been following me for a while, you guys know that I've been harping on this level over here at 13,900-ish. You can round up to 14,000 if you want to keep it simple. But it was 10,650-ish and 14,000 is two major levels. Let's drill down now onto the daily and see how did the market react to those levels. And right over here, you guys are seeing the picture. This is why it is so important to keep an eye on the higher picture at all times, because once you do that, all the fluctuations of the lower time frame on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, all of that choppiness will not shake you out of easy trades. And this was a very easy trade, right? Vishal mentioned it too on the Mango Grove. When we got this candle close over here, everyone was distracted. We closed above 14,000. So the major horizontal was this one first at 13,800, like we already mentioned. We got the daily close above it, but this candle over here is the one that Vishal noticed. We closed above 14,000 as well. So not only did we clear the major level of 13,850-ish, but the psychological level, the rounded up number too of 14,000 was now reclaimed. So we closed above and then got the confirmation with the psychological level reclaimed. What else are you seeing over here, guys? a nice little bull flag like formation, right? So we got everything lining up over here. We had these higher lows being consistently being maintained, smacking, consolidating in a bullish posture against this major monthly resistance leading into the November elections. Now, you guys know I had a rule to not trade into the election, so I was not in this trade. But you guys may not have the same rules, right? You guys may have a different set of rules to be following for your trade setups. And hey, this is the kind of thing that you may want to be looking for. So let's say we see a similar setup in another asset, or perhaps the same asset again on Bitcoin, where we are not going into a major event like the presidential elections. This is the kind of trade that I'd be looking for. Because remember, guys, we even talked about a really bullish, a really good, strong bullish divergence setup that you don't see often, right? And this is the kind of setup I really like to play, because everybody was fixating on the potential bearish divergence. And remember, we are calling it a potential bearish divergence over here at Mango because we know better, right? Other people were just calling it bearish divergence, and this was not bearish divergence. It was not even close to triggering yet. What was happening instead was we were putting in a bullish divergence, and everybody missed it. In yesterday's video, we pointed this out, and I was telling Krisha, this is it. You're seeing the bullish divergence play out right now, and 16,000 is very likely. People thought I was crazy. What do you know? I wake up this morning, Bitcoin sitting at $16,000, right? And this wasn't the only thing that was lining up with this guy. So we had monthly resistance being taken out, the daily closes over $14,000, the bullish divergence. But remember, even on the 2-day and the 4-day time frame, the Mango trend indicator, the Mango dashboard did and has switched long for the longest time. It was giving us the bullish signs over there. It was giving us the bullish posturing. The daily also switched long yesterday. But more importantly, for those of you guys who are in the Mango Vine, or rather have access to the Mango Vine, you would have seen that the Mango Vine switched green again, right? And this is the one that we tend to try to not ignore, the 12-hour Mango Vine. And by the way, switching yellow, giving us a warning sign right over here. I don't know, there has to be some freaking Mango Vine 12-hour cheat code going on over here, because this is the kind of edge the 12-hour wine has. It's ridiculous, man. It surprises even me, and I freaking created the thing. Like, again, flashing yellow right up against that major level, that $16,000 level, right, that we've been eyeing as the next resistance, and we're seeing that rejection as we speak. But remember how I like to play the 12-hour flash, or rather the Vine flashing yellow. I don't try to time tops or bottoms at all. I would not take a short trade over here. I would use this to either reduce my position or get out of my position completely, but I do not time tops. I always wait for the trend to be in my favor to take a trade in the direction of the trend, unless I decide, hey, you know what, I'm playing the range and I play between support and resistance, or resistance and support. Alright, so what more do we want to talk about? We can go ahead and talk about the 4-hour really quickly. Yeah, this is not the best look on the 4-hour, guys. This does look a little bit toppy. Let's switch on over to the 1-hour time frame. Yeah, so we're putting in a high, a lower high, a low, and a lower low. So 1 hour has now officially gone into a downtrend. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll turn this into a falling channel, right? And a falling channel going into not the best look, broadening falling channel. Yeah, this is lower time frame stuff. It's easier to just follow the trend, and remember, we are coming up against major resistance on the higher time frame. So you're seeing a up thrust into resistance. Remember what we talked about in yesterday's chain link video, right? We're talking about the opposite scenario. We were talking about a falling channel into major weekly support, right? Over here, you're seeing a rise, an up thrust, right, into major weekly resistance, weekly and monthly resistance, and you're seeing the opposite effect. So $16,000 was major resistance. In fact, let's go ahead and look at that right now. Why $16,000? We can go back on over to the weekly. Actually, it's a lot easier to look at it over there. Zoom out a little bit, and right over here we have resistance 16,100-ish, right? Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit to see if I got that right. Yeah, it's close enough, and bam, over there too. You're seeing a little bit of a front run over there, but again, this is why I always say don't try to time things. Don't get too nitpicky with your profit taking or your position taking, right? If you want to get a position around $16,000, don't be like, hey, I want to get it exactly on the dot. Try to mark out a zone. It makes your life a lot more easier, a lot more stress free. Remember the 12-hour wine too, calling resistance, or well, calling resistance, calling a warning sign that you guys could have been keeping an eye on. This is why I say holistic picture matters. Now, what else do I want to talk about? Something else I want to talk about really quickly. Draw your attention back on over to it, guys, because you guys may have forgotten. Like you guys, like I've mentioned before in the past, I've been keeping an eye on the gold Bitcoin ratio. And we are sitting up against resistance over there too, right? Let's go ahead and mark it. We have major resistance over here. By the way, guys, keep in mind that we have not taken out the major levels on the gold chart, okay? If you're marking out a zone over here, this is a zone that you want to keep an eye on, okay? We've not even reached it yet. So we've not tapped it yet, but we do have resistance right over here that we can mark. I'm going to use a horizontal array for that. Right over here. And this wick over here too, you could use. Marks out with this zone. So we have two zones to keep an eye on the gold BTC chart. We broke this trend line. This is ascending trend line that I've been keeping an eye on, and ever since then just up thrusting towards it. On the lower time frames, we've been putting in bull flag after bull flag after bull flag, and just going up and up and up. Keep in mind that at the moment we are sitting up against a resistance zone, so you may want to keep an eye on the lower time frames, but we are getting rejected right now. I am expecting a pull back over here, to be honest, and there you go, we're actually seeing it as we speak. We took out this low over here too, so it'll be interesting to see if Bitcoin can actually put a bull flag up against this zone over here, but I'd like to see it on the daily time frame. I don't want this to happen too fast, right? I want this to happen kind of like this consolidation, this nice daily consolidation, rising up into resistance in the zone, breaking past it, retesting it. You just probably can't see it. There you go, there it is. This was a level I was keeping an eye on too, 7.2, broke past it, right, retested it, and drive up to this next major level. So I want to see something like this again, right? It doesn't need to be in the same structure, could be in a different structure. We could perhaps put in something like more elongated like this, and then break past it, because this zone is going to be important, and then the other zone that we talked about, that is overhead right over here. So something like this, that'd be so good. But let's be patient and let's not get too greedy. So we are setting up against resistance on the gold BTC chart as well as the Bitcoin USD chart. 16,000 is major. We've been talking about it. So let's go ahead and look at the lower time frames. Right over here, we have the 12-hour mango wine. What is my layout changed? Not interested. Let's go back on over to the 4-hour to see what's going on over there. Yes, we are putting in... this is not a good look. This is not a good look. The fact that we took out this low over here, not good at all. So reclaiming it may salvage the situation, but the 4 hours not looking good. Initially it did look good when we took out this level over here, but that wasn't enough, right? You want to see it flag a little bit more, or you want to see continuation almost immediately. I was expecting at the very least to get a retest of this high over here, perhaps take out these levels over here, right? Take out whatever liquidity we have over here, and then see the follow through towards the downside. But this over here is not a good look. We are closing this candle around 2 hours and 30 minutes, so we haven't confirmed this just yet, right? We haven't confirmed it just yet, so let's wait to see how this candle closes. But either way, keep an eye on the higher time frames, the 12-hour and the daily. The 12-hour may completely switch the picture around. If we see a longer term consolidation over here, right, or sorry, a higher time frame consolidation, that would be gorgeous. Okay, a 12-hour bull flag over here would be a lot more confidence inducing for me than a 4-hour bull flag, right, which is what we were looking for over here. Let me go ahead and remove all these horizontals now, right? But if we do look for further downside, what are some key levels that we could look for? Well, there's one key level right over here, all the way down at $14,000. You can use this high actually, and use this candle close over here and mark out this entire zone, right? There's no shame in that. Make your life easier. Don't try to get too nitpicky. This is a level that I'd be looking for some quick move and quick bounce. This level is likely going to get picked up now, by the way. 14,000 is going to be a major bounce level. If you do break that level, then that's not a good sign at all. It means that this move over here was very, very temporary, and this level over here is going to be resistance, mega resistance going forward. So what we don't want to see, okay, on the daily time frame, especially going into the end of the year, now would be something like this, okay, because this is going to be very major again. Okay, reclaiming this level was huge. We don't want to lose it right away. We do not want to lose it right away. So if this happens, at least we know how to angle ourselves, right? What direction to angle ourselves, or to be a little bit more cautious. Okay, don't want to be getting too bullish on buying dips in this region over here, because you're likely going to see people try to do that around $13,000. They're going to be thinking, hey, 14,000 was a good opportunity, 13,000 is even better. No, I'll be looking deeper. Okay, if we bounce over there, great. Okay, I'd love to buy here again. I'd love to buy over here again. This is an example, by the way, guys, of I'd rather buy higher than buy lower, right? Because at a higher level, I have more confidence, because this level over here, okay, seeing support is more confidence inducing for me than doing something like this. Even if we bounce over here, I'd rather ignore this trade. All right, but we'll see how it goes. Step by step, we'll take it the mango way, the stress-free way. I'll see you guys in I may do a video later this evening, or perhaps Krusha may, on one of these coins over here: Ethereum USD, Ethereum BTC, Link USD, Link BTC. You guys let us know in the comments down below which ones you would prefer. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Throw it a like, it goes a long way. Throw it a subscribe if you haven't just yet, because hey, doing it the mango way is doing it the best way. Ciao.